What do this epically masculine Indian movie and this cutesy natural-haired nerdy YouTuber have in common? Both have revived my hope for humanity. Let's find out why together.
Ding that little bell thingy so you can get all of the notifications.
We're living in hard times, y'all. Everybody's so depressed, feeling hopeless. Every time I get on YouTube, I'm seeing an ad for BetterHelp. It's like the entire world is just collectively running out of steam. And can you really blame us? Look at the crap we had to put up with last year. And the year before that. And the year before that. And right now, of course, Velma just takes the cake. It really is just the absolute perfect storm of dog turds. I've seen enough to know that all of my predictions and thoughts that I had about it last year are confirmed and then some. But enough about Velma and that turd-tastic abortion. We're here to talk about some good stuff today. We got a good movie. No, a great movie. No. The GOAT! The GOAT! And the most wholesome, happy, positive YouTuber, literally, that I have ever had the pleasure to watch. These two things couldn't possibly be more different. And yet they both fill my soul with so much hope. So much joy. So join me for the next few minutes while I unapologetically shill the ever-loving hell out of RRR and StarPuppy. RRR, or Rise, Roar, Revolt, or the names of the director and the two guys starring in it, is an epic Indian movie from 2022. And I cannot highlight the word epic enough. I need to highlight it. I need to draw lines under it, bold it, italicize it, just all of the epicness. This movie somehow became the most slept on epic of 2022 and yet was also talked about by literally everyone. I first heard of the movie through a Critical Drinker Recommends video from last year, and it's been on my to watch list for a while, but I finally did get to it a couple weeks ago when this clip was making the rounds on Twitter. Completely removed from context, just these two dudes literally dancing as if the world was ending. But what is RRR? What is it about? I'm gonna keep from spoiling too many things here because truly this movie was meant to be experienced before discussed. But I can say that it's a fictional period piece about two real-life Indian revolutionaries named Ram Raju and Kamran Bhim. Raju is an officer in the Indian Imperial Police, and when I say this dude is badass, I mean, we're introduced to this man by seeing him confront an entire mob just to chase down one dude who threw a rock at a picture. While Bhim is the guardian of an Indian tribe who recently had a young girl named Molly swindled, we'll say that. She was swindled away from her family. We got Bhim, the guardian who's coming to save the girl, who we meet by seeing him fight a tiger with his bare ass hands. And then we got Ram Raju, the Imperial officer who wants to elevate his status in the Imperial Police, and how they become friends. The emotional through line of this movie is the budding epic bromance between these two men. Now, this movie has a lot going for it, and as someone who isn't really familiar with Indian movies, this was my first time seeing it really played out, definitely on this scale. But the over-the-top action, for those who haven't seen it or haven't seen any other Indian films, is kind of like if you take an action movie from 80s or 90s Hollywood, the best shonen anime, two kung fu films, and a blaxploitation film from the 70s, sprinkle some Quentin Tarantino on top, and then let it ferment for about 5 years. That's RRR. And it's not just mindless action either. There's so much emotion, there's so much depth, so many layers. I love the layers about this movie. I love how it can go from having two guys meet by trying to save a child who's about to be burned to death after a train explodes in the most impractical and illogical of ways. Then they can go have an epic dance-off together. Then they can ride away into the sunset, and then they're doing pull-ups on a tree while watching a sunset. Meanwhile, they're keeping these secrets from each other because remember, Ram Raju is an officer in the Imperial Army and he has been tasked with finding out who Bhim is. So you have the most badass officer versus the most badass guardian, but they're best friends. I mean, the movie writes itself, man. This movie is unapologetically badass, unapologetically patriotic. And yes, it is unapologetically masculine, but it's a healthy masculine. It's a masculine that I feel like we don't see very much anymore these days, particularly not in the West. And I'm not talking about a chest thumping, grr arg, I'm the silverback gorilla around here masculine. I mean, when you can have your friend and it's just that anime style friendship, the type of thing that would make you fight God for. Not necessarily that y'all are gay for each other, but if someone just looked at y'all and didn't know any better, they might think y'all were gay for each other, which is something I hear spoken a lot about this movie, and I have to agree. Us over here in the West, particularly in the United States, we're so focused on things being gay or not gay. And I mean that for the pro side and the anti side. I know so many people who would see these guys do these type of things and be like, oh, they're definitely gay. Why are you lying and saying they're not gay? This is queer baiting. And then you'd have the other side like,
y'all niggas are gay.
Okay. These two are not gay. It's just that in several places around the world that aren't the United States, men are able to have healthy signs of affection even when they're doing the most masculine thing imaginable. I just love the fact that this movie that is not Western and is not trying to go by any Western standards of anything has taken the world by storm, by the balls even, and has just said, here I am. If you are dissatisfied or disgusted or anything of that sort with Western cinema and just the state of Western media in general, I urge you, I implore you, run out, go to Netflix and watch this movie. Even if you're perfectly fine with the way things are, just get this movie in your life, inject it in your veins. Let this pure, wholesome, badass friendship save your soul like it did mine. I just need you to go watch this movie. And speaking of things we need to watch, I did mention someone else, didn't I?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna destroy your hair.
I got the sunshine crazies. Summer is coming. I could feel it in my winter heart. I haven't worn a clip in my hair in so long, I've forgotten how to...
This is Danielle. She does too much. She likes
hair, talking, cosplay, music, art, and stuff.
Her YouTube channel, StarPuppy, is best known for her hair content where she either discusses or styles or deals with in some creative way her 4C hair. Even hearing her describe her hair type is just the best of experiences.
An intro to Fluff Nugget. Fluff Nugget is my head of hair. And the topic of today, Fluff Nugget has sparse density, which means the number of hairs on my head is lower than average.
Now, no shade to hair channels, but she is way more than just a hair channel. She is also an uber nerd who loves cosplay. She has a delightfully silly sense of humor.
Look, it's like the Red Sea. Wow. Go through, children of God, to the promised land.
Pumps all of her videos full of all the random references that you could ask for and then slaps a bit more on top of it just for good measure. She also does travel vlogs, a few storytime videos, and even a few more creative, artistic types of videos that I feel like really deserve more shine. So I guess this is also low-key an unsigned hype video, but she's sitting at almost 280,000 subscribers. So, signed hype? I guess? I don't know. The girl's funny, and she's weird, and I like her content. That's what I'm saying.
Gonna put some of this sweet almond oil on my hands to the crease. Frizz!
In addition to everything I just said, she is also ridiculously and refreshingly feminine in a very cutesy way. And not just with her aesthetic, she's a person who wears her heart on her sleeve. She is naturally empathetic and has spoken at great lengths about how open she is with her emotions and how she's often the emotional core of her friend group. Now, how did I, a 34-year-old man who is borderline bald most of the time, get interested in this channel? I honestly don't know. I don't even remember why it got recommended to me, but it did, and I'm so glad for it because this channel is fire. Whether you are into natural hair content or not, I definitely encourage you to check out her channel. It will be linked in the description. It's just the type of videos that just make you feel good. It makes you laugh. It reminds you that there are genuinely caring, kind-hearted people out here in a world and on a platform that thrives off of negativity more than anything else. It's good to see someone just be nice and wholesome. It's no secret that negativity sells, especially on the internet and especially on YouTube. I personally have dipped into that side of things myself, and I'm not saying I regret doing those more negative videos, and I mean, I am going to talk more about Velma at some point, so it's not like I'm going to stop, but I definitely think I leaned into it a little too much over the past couple years. I feel like leaning too much on negativity is bad for you. It starts to affect you on a psychological level. What new trailer has dropped that looks like heart garbage? What celebrity opened their mouth and let turds fall out? And that's not the type of creator I want to be. That's not the type of person I want to be. There will still be videos about things that I dislike and that I'm critical about, but I'm gonna put just as much, if not more, energy into putting out some positivity into the world. I respect you all as viewers too much to just throw low-hanging hate fruit at you all the time. So here's the 2023 and finding some more StarPuppies and some more RRRs. And with that being said, that's all for me today. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm Anime, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.